Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Energy Intelligence, it is an honor to open the conference today. May I graciously welcome you all to the Energy Intelligence Forum, your guide to navigating the transforming world of energy. This second and hopefully last entirely digital event, after 40 years of hosting this conference as a gathering in London. While we reach a larger audience virtually, the original concept of this conference was to network physically. It remains, since it began in 1980, the platform that brings together industry stakeholders sharing their insights, providing an unparalleled view on what is shaping the energy sector. This has never been more important, with the shifting sands of public opinion and the waning financial sector, the impact this is having and how it will adapt to grow stronger. Just last month, we launched the new Energy Intelligence website and respective technological media tools to enhance our digital platform. It has taken the last 2 years to allow us to better service the needs of our clients when the landscape was and is evolving. Hence, this year, an industry redefined will develop the future for us all. It makes sense that the incumbents are still in a strong position to service the world's energy needs in a cleaner, less carbon-intensive world. The energy transition will need experienced players to ensure energy technologies improve, scale up, and become more affordable. To highlight this, the Energy Executive of the Year award celebrates a quarter of a century today. For best developing the path forward in the industry, the award recipient selected by the top 100 energy companies. The award will be held digitally this year in honor of His Excellency, the CEO of ADNOC, Sultan Al Jaber, whose career in energy started with Masdar and is now taking huge strides leading ADNOC into a climate-conscious future. We deeply congratulate his achievements for being the 25th recipient of this prestigious accolade. Our transformation started a decade ago when Energy Intelligence foresaw the dramatic changes coming to the industry and launched a service to guide our clients through the energy transition. In this mission, we were conscious of where the world was going. Today, we are building on that foresight from a decade ago with the launch of 5 enhanced services. This year, Energy Intelligence led the way in projecting and identifying the new industry solutions and strategies in oil markets, natural gas, risk, competitive intelligence, and the transition in energy, spanning over 70 years of tracking the industry, with more analysis, data, research, proprietary benchmarks, and tailored intelligence services. The world has never witnessed so many uncertainties in our industry and the world economy. As we navigate the changing energy landscape, we will continue to build upon the Energy Innovation Award. It recognizes the most improved oil and gas company over the last year in terms of strategies to adapt in the energy transition. This year's winner is Equinor, and the award will be presented to the CEO, Anders Opedal, chosen by a rigorous scientific selection process and voted on by a panel of independent experts in finance, government, academia, and consulting. Equinor is ranked as one of the industry leaders across 3 of our 3 energy transition benchmarks: the Vulnerability Index, the Investment Tracker, and they came first on our ESG climate risk benchmark through carbon performance and their preeminent position on offshore wind, as well as playing an integral role in CCS and hydrogen. Equinor stands out for technological leadership to engagement, as well as education. Following that, the Young Leaders Program continues to select new talent for the industry. At this conference, ingeniously created by Total Energies' Christophe de Margerie, it provides key actions in attracting and sourcing young talent to the industry. His successor, Patrick Pouyanné, has furthered this mission, focusing intently on bringing women into leadership roles. We now see more females attracted to the energy sector than ever before. In fact, for a number of you, I will be revealing a secret. The top 100 members of the Electoral College voted into second place on the Energy Executive of the Year award, Vicky Hollard, the CEO of Occidental. A woman, in fact, by the name of Wanda Jablonski, founded Petroleum Intelligence Weekly in the early 60s, interacting with the key players of the oil industry of the time. These are signs of the times. Men, beware, we are coming and we're here to stay. The focus this year on an industry redefined, energy in an evolving world, will provide a 4-day debate to shape sustainable solutions to the energy challenges. We have launched a series of videos named The Conversation of the Century to debate the once-in-a-generation shift we are seeing in energy, that you can find on the forum and the Energy Intelligence websites. Today, China and the United States say they will push hard for a lower carbon future. Following a brief intro and running order, we will watch a debate on how fast and far the transition will actually go. Geopolitics and economic targets will define this. While the US have pivoted towards Asia, starting with the Obama administration, it is clear that the most important oil zone, Gulf and the Middle East, is now in play. How the security of this area will evolve is one of the major questions of our time. How will we mitigate the side effects of fossil fuel energy and equally ensure growing needs for power worldwide? We should always take into consideration what rich countries, constituting of only 20%, can afford. The challenge is what the rest of the world can actually cope with. The trend dominating the financial sector not to invest in fossil fuel, which until now supplies 80% of the world's energy needs, may have consequences that will negate the real purpose of evolving towards cleaner energy. If the world is faced with a major energy shock, then expediency will prevail over public opinion. The risk will directly impact the development of new frontiers in energy. How much will gas and LNG be traded into our future versus carbon trading as a new commodity? What will COP26 bring to the table for our industry? These are just examples of how we have focused on the fundamental questions through our analysis, briefings, webinars, video interviews, and podcasts for the future of the industry, as it tries to navigate a period of exceptional turmoil. At Energy Intelligence, our mission is to be the essential guide for clients looking to navigate the generational changes in energy. We focus on what clients need to succeed, whether tracking competitors or markets, understanding how to adapt, or simply maintaining a healthy business. We will grow with our clients by strategically developing products that will service those energy segments that emerge from the transition as well. We are delighted that you can join us from all corners of the world to participate in what will be an enlightening and definitively shaping dialogue. It is now my pleasure to hand you over to Alex Schindler, President of Energy Intelligence, to take you through the upcoming 4-day agenda. Over to you, Alex.
Thank you very much, Lara. Thanks for that comprehensive introduction. So we all got your message about the need for more diversity in the energy world. So that's a good point to make. So do you see that women and indeed the younger generation are excited to go into energy? Because this has been a problem that a number of executives have pointed out over the last couple of years. People are not that excited to get into the energy industry. Is that changing, do you think?
Well, that's right, Alex. And I think the reality is now that the focus is more and more on the future generational needs of energy and a cleaner world for the next generation. They are far more enticed to move into this sector and help develop it and build it. So I think we have exciting times ahead.
Good, great. Well, thanks for that.
Thanks, Alex. I look forward to hearing your upcoming words.
Great. Thanks very much, Lara. Great to see you, even if it's just virtually. So I'd like to welcome everybody from London here, and thanks for joining us this week. So we desperately want to get back to a live event, but in the meantime, we think we've put together what we think is an extremely strong online program over the next 4 days. So circumstances are definitely helping us out, as this event is happening at an absolutely critical time. So we're weeks away from COP26, and the pressure is building for the world to come up with concrete solutions to the challenges of climate change. So this event is being billed as the next last chance. So at the center of this all is the polarizing debate around the future role of hydrocarbons. So what some are terming a war on fossil fuels has become more pronounced, with certain governments, activists, investors, and shareholders increasing the pressure. So this scrutiny and the criticism is definitely not new, but the most significant shift over the last 12 months is that oil and gas producers can no longer ignore the calls for change. So court cases and shareholder revolts have stunned some of the largest oil companies. But with fossil fuels often being excluded from this debate on the future of energy, or even canceled, the tough questions that are usually asked by the incumbents are not being answered here. So what are the consequences of replacing the existing energy system that produces over 80% of the world's energy? Who is going to pay for this? And what are the political consequences of it all? And what are developing countries supposed to do? So the recent surge in European gas prices has proved how unprepared we are for this transition. So it's resulted in confused, disorganized, or point-scoring rhetoric with almost no solutions on how to solve the problem. So those that say the world cannot easily move away from fossil fuels say this episode shows that renewables are not ready for prime time. While the other side argues that the price spike and uncertainty around supply should only redouble efforts to move the world away from fossil fuels as soon as possible. So the failure to communicate here just reinforces our conviction that we need to broaden this debate. As we committed to this event last year, the forum is aiming to create that missing middle ground for discussion, to give a voice to all, and find sustainable solutions for all these important energy problems. So what we did this year was added a fourth day of content to span more time zones. So you're going to hear from 100 experts over the next 4 days if you stick with us. So that's 40 ministers, presidents, and CEOs. This is far more than we've ever had in this event's 40-year-plus history. So we brought voices from all sides of the debate as well. So you're going to hear from fossil fuel executives, yes, but also non-fossil fuel executives. You're going to hear from activists like Greenpeace, NGOs like the Environmental Defense Fund, and government officials from the US, China, and Russia. We've added more sessions on finance to further probe what shareholders and investors really want from a lower carbon future. We're going to focus on technology solutions for carbon. So we're going to talk about hydrogen, carbon capture and storage, but also what's coming next. What's the next big thing? We have sessions on a wide range of energy, so fossil fuels, renewables, and nuclear, and a variety of end uses, so power, road transport, and aviation. So energy intelligence is going to do more to frame the debate at this event. So this year, as Lara pointed out, we celebrate our 70th anniversary. And on this occasion, we're announcing that we are changing as an organization. So we've organized our legacy services around 5 core areas of expertise. As Lara pointed out, the Energy Transition Service, oil markets, LNG, risk, and competitive intelligence. And we launched a new website last month, which I would encourage everybody to check out regularly this week to see the great content we're writing about this event. Now, a little bit of housekeeping. We want to hear from everyone this week as much as possible, so please ask your questions of our speakers, participate in our polls. If you happen to miss any sessions, you can catch up on demand. If you have any technical trouble, you have a chat function at the bottom of your video player, and they can help sort you out. And finally, and most importantly, I'd like to thank our amazing sponsors. Without your support, this event truly would not have been possible. So let's get on to the agenda. We've got an extremely strong opening day. So everyone's heard of black swans, of course. It's an overused phrase, but we're going to look at green swans today to look at what green surprises could upend the narratives. And the energy world earlier this year was stunned by the IEA's net zero report. And even today, the IEA called for states to step up their investments in hydrogen. So I'm very excited we're going to have the IEA's executive director speak to us later. We've got high-level panels on finance and trading. We had planned to host a OPEC ministerial panel today, but the group decided to hold their monthly meeting today, so we'll have to do that later in the week. So instead, we're going to bring you our crack OPEC team to analyze and break down what happened in the meeting today. And the highlight of day one is always the Energy Executive of the Year, and that's happening at 1 p.m. London, so don't miss it. But first, we're going to start with a high-level panel and discussion about the country that arguably has the most impact on the future of energy, and that's China. And we have with us one of the most knowledgeable people on the Chinese energy sector to talk us through all of these points. So to get us started, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Marielle in Singapore. So thank you everyone for joining us. On behalf of Energy Intelligence, I wish you all an excellent event.